Alright, it is 1:15 p.m. October 26, 2025. Here's some major changes. They added windows in one side of brick. The other one I think is going to be covered. This one they also started adding it, but not yet. They still have that little bit. So yeah, but because the final rendering show it's all going to be painted, so I want to give you an update because the whole building, as you can see there, windows are going to be there. So yeah, and that's going to be the side view on the inside. So that's again the final product. What they intend for the final, because the breaking just so it's just says it does suggest the rest is going to be it's not going to be brick but rather plaster in the concrete. Oh yeah, and they also added little windows here. It does make it a little hard to see in, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of the stairwells, if not this one, because the way or maybe they'll have multiple stairwells just like the two buildings by the Walker and Pulaski points. Gymnasium, we don't know what's going on. I would get closer up, but unfortunately, since we don't want to trespass, we are going to. But I will say one thing: is that there is one of the stairwells. So it looks like they are doing it, or at least trying to finish it. And so this will probably be a main entrance of sorts. Given that one, it's going to be his part. That's going to be covered mine. So the bricking will be in the back on this section. Behind that little flame wall thingy. Yeah, I don't know why they have it. I think it's just to mark the main entrance, or at least where it will go. Gonna go up the little hill here, and so yeah, ignore the porta potties, but there's something they added actually: light poles. And here they also added in here. You can see where they're gonna the parking. Where the former Ascension building was. It's now. So they're getting ready to pave it. So, but yeah, it is kind of ironic. The old parking lot for the Ascension building is now the Carmen building, where in what would be the new parking lot is where the former Ascension building used to be. Yeah, you can see where one light's gonna be, and so yeah. But yeah, it looks like they're ready. And it looks like that wall is gonna be more or less the same. Symmetrical with this new gym. So, yeah, and it's coming fall 2026, so next year or so should be ready. So yeah, it looks like they are gonna reuse this entrance for the former Ascension, yes. But otherwise it's gonna be a new building with apparently enough connected to the past. I mean, sure, they could probably do what some places do, is just mark the previous structure with just a line, and that's it. But other than that, there will be no indication. Yeah, and you can see here more of everything, because they got rid of the hill, and I don't think they're gonna put it back on. Rather, they're just gonna be the new structure. Yeah, probably because the parking and whatnot. And they still gotta. So yeah. Here's inside. There's another stairwell. I can see. You see these two have. I think they're gonna be balconies of some kind, or if not, I think there's just gonna be windows. But based on this, I'm pretty sure these are just temporary openings, exits, for construction. Then once, because you gotta bring the bigger items in, and then once construction is done, they'll be closed up and turned into regular windows. I'm sure other places do that as well, But yeah, it's crazy to think that, in spring, there used to be the Ascension building, and then here, and what kind of makes sense why but it still marks, where this used to be, But yeah, I know change is inevitable, so best to document it what we can. So yeah. Yeah, and also, yeah, the ACs are pretty much more or less up. They even put the one on the thing, so yeah. Now there's not much else I can say other than that. Not sure if they're gonna start paving this upcoming November, if they're going till after spring, until when spring comes 2026 do so. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.